teen pregnancies, yeah? And basically there was one girl who's got pregnant, and basically the parents want to kick her out. So I asked this group of adults, I say, look how old we are now. How many of our pregnancies were planned at this age? We talk about the 15, 16-year-olds getting pregnant, yeah? As adults, how many of our pregnancies as adults now were planned? You that's 27, 28, 30, 40. There were 45-year-olds still getting pregnant now and they didn't want to get pregnant. Yet we're going to diss the 15, 16-year-olds for getting pregnant. We're no better as adults. You think about it. We diss the 70, 80-year-olds for getting pregnant. Yet we're big old 30, 40-year-olds having unprotected sex right now. And we don't want to have kids with that person. Yet we're going to diss the young ones. We're all, as I said, no one's perfect. We're all fragments of excrement. All of us are. Yet we diss the children so much. Yet as adults, we're still messing up. Even myself. When you look at all the things you promised yourself you wouldn't do, you still do it. Look how many times you self-sabotage. And most of the times when I'm talking, I'm self-reflecting. Because I said I'm far from perfect. I make a point of saying I probably got more skeletons in my closet than anyone else. But I just manage myself. You know, I put myself well together. It looks good. You know, you paint a good picture. But you know, it's not easy. And I've made a point of just trying my best to try and manage everything, because we all go through our issues. And you know, even with bullying, a lot of it molds and makes our character that we've got now. And it all starts from school. A lot of the people who are gangsters, bad boys now, you can see it from when they was 8, 9. And you got to think about the environment they grew in from 8, 9. And I always say that a lot of the things that we go through is not a race issue, it's a class issue. They often say that the women from West London are of a better caliber than women from South London. I wonder why that is. Is it maybe because West London is more of an affluent area to certain parts of South? And don't get me wrong, there are rich parts of South London which are affluent, and there are poorer parts of South London, but I think you get my point, or you get my drift. But it's sad that these young boys had to go through that, and I don't know what even can be done with that. And I just feel sorry for the mum as well. It's a shame. It's a shame, but that's what you find out the schooling system has failed him. And God forbid this boy then decides to turn into some tyrant now because of what's happened, or because of the hands of somebody else. And there's nothing you can, it's almost like to say that they've technically done the right thing. But for me, I always say, if someone's bullying you or doing something, fight back. Even if it's in the workplace, because people think bullying stops at school. It's bullying in the workplace too. And it's probably even worse in the workplace, where someone starts and, you know, no one wants to talk to that person anymore because of this person, and you're now on your break in the corner drinking your coffee by yourself while everyone's going on these work breaks and work lunches. No one brings you in. So this whole bullying thing doesn't just stop at school. It goes throughout your whole life. And it's so important, once again, that you nip things from the bud when it happens. You know, even we're talking about domestic violence, and I always say that it's very rare that a guy, and I use the men and women scenario because, don't get me wrong, it happens on the other end. But I'm going to use the men and women scenario. It's very rare that a guy's just going to punch you in the face straight away. It's usually going to start with emotional abuse. Then he's going to probably pinch you. Then he's probably going to maybe slap you. That's when he's going to start giving you the full-on blows in the face. And you've got to nip it in the bud straight away. And the saddest thing about domestic violence, because I saw my mum go through it, and the maddest thing is that most of it is to do with power and control. It's not even to do with anything else. And you've got to bear in mind that what a lot of these situations happen is that they ostracize you and pull you away from your family, so you've no longer got that support system. So therefore, when you are being physically abused, you can't even go back to them. And the worst part is that, especially when someone's parents have told you, oh, you know what, this guy's no good for you, and you're like, no, I love him, he's going to work, I love him. And you keep doing it. So now that the relationship's going bad, you almost feel that you can't go back to your family and friends because they're going to say, I told you so. And that's the baddest thing, is that even when people often say when someone's getting beaten up, or why didn't you tell your dad or tell your brother? You know, I've met women and I've asked them that same question. They said that if I told my dad, it would kill him. And that's one thing people don't realize, is that you got to think about it. As much as I'm calm, I'm a crazy man. You know, 2 of my sisters are married. No, 3 of them are married now. And I'm happy they're probably watching this. If my sisters ran me and told me that they did something, I'm going to jail. Going to jail. Like, one of my mates, I'm not going to mention his name. One time his sister's husband, you know, he hit her. He hit her, yeah. We went around there with a baseball bat. And that's why sometimes sisters and women don't tell their family members, because they know the consequence. Does that woman really want to be the reason why that their dad or their brother's in jail? I've been in situations where I've gone to help, where someone's been beaten up by their boyfriend, or by beaten up by whatever, a guy or whatever, and the woman's gone back. And I remember one time, I think I was at 26, 27, and one girl and you got beaten up by a boyfriend. So me and my mates went round there. You know what pissed me off the most about that situation is this. We got into beef with this guy for almost a year, and this girl went back to him. I still ain't forgiving you, you know. You know who you are. We went to defend this woman. She then went back to her boyfriend. And don't get me wrong, there's trauma that makes you go back. Especially when you've been broken down emotionally, that you think that you can never do better than that person. That woman that went back to her partner, I was in beef with this guy for almost a year because of this woman. And she went back to him. And even when she still went back, I was still beefing. I was like, brother, you're back, man. You got her back, man. Allow me, man. Like, I ain't got a problem with you. She was like, you're beating up this chick, innit? And the beef squashed. Well, I ain't seen him for a while, but I'm assuming it's squashed. Don't come to the restaurant to find me. Like, cheers, like. But that's the thing about domestic violence people don't realize is that why people stay. And it's often said that the most dangerous part of leaving a relationship is when you're trying to leave. So the most dangerous part of the relationship is when you're trying to leave. And that's the reason why a lot of women stay and men stay. And a lot of the reason why men stay, obviously, is because I can't go and tell my boys that Brenda's punching me up. I'm not going to say that, yo, Amanda, what's wrong with your eye, Gabriel? Yeah, like, Brenda, she must have banged man in the face still. It doesn't work. Like, you can't, like, I can't tell the man them that. So sometimes when brothers are getting beaten up, they just stay in the house. They can't tell no one. You know, imagine you're watching Arsenal play Tottenham and she takes remote control and changes it to Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's domestic violence. I can't tell the boys. So now I'm in a WhatsApp group. They're saying, oh, did you see the goal? I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, who scored? I don't know. I can't tell you because she changed the channel. Couldn't do anything. I missed the Tottenham Arsenal game. She changed the channel. Jokes aside, though, you can't. It's a tough scenario, domestic violence, and I think it's important that, and I always say that it's important that you teach these young boys and girls from the beginning that, you know, this isn't love, innit? And often we've romanticized all this dangerous stuff that happens and this trauma in relationships. We almost we've romanticized it. You know, I stayed with him. I went through this. I went through thick and thin. I stepped on broken glass. I hanged on the wing of the plane and I survived. Babes, you're romanticizing trauma, and I don't understand why that happens. And see, with me, I nip it in the bud. Probably one of the reasons why I'm where I am now. And people say, oh, you're not married. I've not fallen down and banged my head. I'm not married. I don't marry yet. My mom will go, oh, when are you going to marry her? When are you going to marry her? I'm like, who is Maria? Who is Maria? When are you going to marry her? Who is Maria, Mom? I don't know Maria. And that's the reason, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm getting to the age, and it's hard when you get to my age because everyone starts asking about marriage. This year alone, I think I've got 10 weddings to attend. I'm tired. I'm going to start sending screenshots of DMs and make them up. I'm going to start photoshopping DMs to break up these relationships. I'm tired. I've got a wedding I've got to go to in Greece. Another week later, my mate's getting married. I've got a wedding I've got to go to in 2 weeks from now. I'm tired. Sunday just gone, I had to go and do wedding fitting, or whatever it's called, wedding shaping for my mate's wedding. And who's paying for the suit? I'm the one paying. All you people that are getting married, why are we paying for the suit? No, let's answer that question. Why are we paying for the suit? Let's talk about weddings now. I'm tired. All you lot getting married. Why am I you want to put me in the groom bridal tray, whatever it's called, and I'm paying for my own suit? Why? And I'm telling you the suit I want, you're telling me we're not going for that suit. So I'm going to buy a suit I'm only going to wear once because of your wedding. You're a bastard. You're going to pay for the suit. I'm not paying anymore. You're going to pay. I'm part of 3 weddings this year. 3 weddings. That's going to be 3 suits, 4 suits, whatever it's called, I've got to buy now of my own money. And then you want a gift as well. I'm not buying you a gift. I'm not buying you a gift. I'm going to your wedding. I'm paying for my suit. You don't want me to buy you a gift. I'm not buying you a gift. And to all you people, I've already mentioned it before. If I'm getting married, I'm putting tickets on Eventbrite. The tickets are going in there. You're going to buy your tickets. £35. 3-course meal, unlimited drinks, £35. Because you're not going to come to my wedding, yeah, with your short hands and deep pockets and not buy me a gift. I went to a wedding the other day. I didn't see any gifts. There's maybe 500 people there. I probably saw about 20 gifts. Maybe they sent money, I don't know. But I didn't see gifts. You think you're going to come to my wedding? You eat jollof rice and peas, goat curry, chicken jerk. You'll have eba, ground rice, suya. And then you then not bring me any gifts. And then you're going to then complain that the jollof rice was overcooked. Yet you didn't bring any gifts. You then be drinking my Laurent Perrier and Veuve Clicquot, and then you don't bring any gift and complain and say the champagne ran out. It's your dad that's a fool. It's your father that is a fool. And I tell you what the problem is, because your dad can't tell your mum about Sky News when the remote control's being taken and the fact he's got hole in his leggings. That's the reason why you're going to come to my wedding and not bring me a gift. You're bluffing. All you people that are doing weddings now, make sure that you put tickets on Eventbrite. Let them pay for their food and drink, because most of the money that goes into the weddings, it's not the dress and the ring. No. It's the catering and the hall where all the money goes. It's the party that you're putting on for everybody else. And there's nothing wrong. Celebrate your queen. Celebrate your wife. Please celebrate her. Even though it's going to be the same wife before the I do and after the I do, it's the same wife. But please celebrate her. Do the big party for her. But just understand from my end, my own wedding, if I fall down and collapse and bang my head, my own wedding, you're going to pay for tickets. They'll be on Eventbrite. And remember, there'll be limited early birds. So the first set of tickets, maybe the first 100 will be at £35, then it's £45 a head. Then there's going to be the VIP section. The VIP section of the wedding is where they're going to be serving cocktails. And that's where the aircon's going to be. So if you want that section, it's £60 for tickets. That way, all of the catering and all the hall part of my wedding is paid for.